Hi guys, so today we're going to do the last review video of Avengers Infinity War. We're going to talk about the characters themselves. We did the initial reaction video, obviously. We did the spoiler review, where we focused on the plot points, and then we did the Thanos review, where we looked at the villain. So today we're going to talk about the other characters in the film, because there were one or two other characters in the film. We're going to talk about the standout characters. Now, I've got three, but I've got three, but I'm gonna take one out. Actually, no, I got four. Yeah, I got four standout characters. So we're gonna start in order of appearance. So the first character we are going to talk about is Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange was definitely one of the big screen hitters in this film. Yeah, he was one of the ones that had the most screen time. Now, before this film came out, or before I saw this film, I wasn't a fan of Doctor Strange. I realise we've only seen him in 2 films, but that's the same with Spider-Man? Yeah? Obviously, we had him for... Okay, fine, let's change that. That's the same with Black Panther, and I like Black Panther. Before this film, we'd only seen him twice, and I like Black Panther. But with Doctor Strange, I just didn't like his character. I think I've only seen this solo film once. I am going to watch it again though now, because I do like the character. From this film, I do like the character. I liked his ego battle with Tony Stark. But his solo film, I remember not really being wowed by it. As a visual effects kind of film, it was insane. It was insane, because obviously it was breaking not the fourth wall, but it was breaking the reality, and it was so much a lot of trippy stuff in that film. But visually wise, that film's great, but when it comes to a character, I don't really care how the film looks. The character's the character. And I wasn't sold by Doctor Strange in that film. And then we got him in Thor Ragnarok, and he played a minor part in that film, obviously. Literally just at the start of the film. And I kind of liked him a little bit more, but that was because he was made a little bit jokey and a little bit fun, but he just seemed really cocky. In this film, he was cocky again, but he was more assured of himself. He was the only wizard. He got fucked over by the other wizard, whatever his name was, Ego More. I still don't know what his fucking name is. I had this problem in the spoiler review. It's like Ego More or something. But the wizard guy in the Black Order, you know what I mean. He got fucked over by that wizard, but there's always a bigger fish. There's always someone better than you out there. But I don't mean to put anyone down. But in this film, he was, I'm going to say this a lot, balance. I'm going to say it a lot. But I think he was a balanced character. He had humour, he could be serious. He was one of the few characters in this film to have a character arc. Because when he originally met Tony Stark, maybe not initially, but they had a scene in New York, or maybe on the ship once they had saved him. They had a scene together where it was basically, if it comes between, Doctor Strange says it, if it comes between saving the time stone or saving you and the kid, I will pick the time stone. And then obviously at the end we see him sacrifice the time stone for Tony. Full spoilers in this video, by the way, but surely that's obvious. But, so we see him give up the time stone for Tony's life. And while I feel that was a little bit so forced, I prefer to have that and some character development than they're not that, basically. Yeah, and I preferred the way that that panned out, instead of if Thanos had just killed him and then forced it out of Doctor Strange, however, if that is even possible. But I preferred the way it turned out, because we get some character development, and it just made me respect Doctor Strange more, because Tony Stark, yeah, Doctor Strange was cool. He was cool. Not really fussed if he comes back. Yeah, this film was enough for me. You know, if he comes back, cool. You know, I'd love to see him be with Tony again. You know, they could have a nice relationship, or not relationship. They could have a nice friendly, hostile banter relationship. You know, we had that in the film, and I'd like to see it again. But if it doesn't, that's cool with me. Right, next. Now, I can't really remember what happens next in the film. I can't remember if the guy... So, after New York. I can't remember if we go to Scotland, or if the Guardians meet for... Yeah, Guardians. We go to the Guardians. So, next character I'm going to talk about is Gamora. Now, Gamora was a huge part in this film, and obviously because she's of course the adopted daughter of Thanos, and she was always going to play a key role in this film. The thing which I wasn't going to I wasn't going to include Gamora because she was such a big part in this film. Like, I'm not going to include Iron Man, for example, or Thor. You know, I'm not going to include those because they were such big hitters in this film. But the reason I am including her is because of the different side we see to Gamora in this film. You know, before this film, we haven't really seen her emotional. We haven't really seen how soft she is. You know, because in Guardians 1, she was just a hard ass who was just set on screwing over Thanos. In the second film, Thanos we aren't really thinking about at all. It's literally just the Guardians, and Gamora was kind of side character to Peter's story. We had the stuff with her sister, which was good. That was some emotion. You know, we got to see how those characters blended with one another and their history together. And then that came into this film as well. But before this film, we hadn't really seen her relationship with Thanos explained on the screen. And she's comfortable around Thanos. You know, she's not shy. She's not shy about saying her opinion. She's confident about telling him how it is. You know, it's not awkward really at all. You know, she feels comfortable talking to him, shouting at him, doing whatever to him. She feels comfortable doing that. But we see, where is it? On Nowhere. So when the Guardians go to get the Reality Stone from Nowhere, from the Collector, and Thanos is already there and everything like that, and that whole scene, you know how it plays out. We see, so Gamora stabs Thanos. Thanos goes down. He's dying. And Gamora's upset, and then the reality changes, and then Thanos comes out, and I can't remember what he says, but he basically says, "So you still care for me? You know, you still have feelings for me. You know, you say all these things about me, and you kill me, or you intend to kill me, but you still care for me. You will still mourn when I die." That changes very quickly. You know, she probably doesn't. That probably now just changes her opinion. If she had anything for him, that probably now just killed it. Because she very quickly kind of sobers up, if you like. But I just really, really enjoyed her relationship with Thanos. You know, I liked that chemistry. I liked that thing of the daughter knows what the dad is and what he wants, and the dad knows what the daughter feels about him, but he's still focused on trying to change her opinion, and trying to change her mind about what it is that he's trying to do. And I get that. You know, I get Thanos' point of view. I get his backstory and everything like that. And I get why Gamora obviously wants to kill him. I get that. But either way, I just wanted to say that Gamora was really good in this film. Sad that she died the way she did, but at the same time, it helped build Thanos even more. You know, it gave Thanos that next level. Well, not next level, but it built the character of Thanos in this film. Yeah. So next we're going to talk about Star-Lord, just quickly. Star-Lord was another standout character. You know, he's getting a lot of stick. He's getting a lot of stick for the failed plan on Titan. Which is fair enough, you know, if it wasn't for him losing it, they might have got, Iron Man and Spider-Man might have got the Infinity Gauntlet off Thanos' hand. You know, Tony was saying that, you know, it's coming loose or something like that, but whether that's true or not, we don't know. I've only seen it once, so I'll see it again at some point and then we'll see. But Star-Lord lost it in that scene. And I saw this picture shared online, and for anyone that's given Star-Lord stick for losing it, just think about Star-Lord's backstory. Think about what he's gone through. He saw his mum die of cancer when he was a child. He had to kill his own father, his adopted father, and his father that he kind of accepted as being his father, died in front of him. And now his girlfriend has now potentially just died. You gotta give him, you gotta give him some leeway, some emotional leeway. You know, you've got to. You know, he's going through some stuff, and yeah, he's had a pretty crappy history. Which is so weird because his character is so bubbly, so alive. And then you think about what he's gone through and it's like, fuck. It was good to see as well. You know, I feel like in both Guardians films he was funny, but he had some strong emotional moments. He did. And I guess that's his character. And that's why I like him so much. And that's why I'm going to miss him. You know, if he is dead, I'm going to miss him. But James Gunn is apparently starting filming on Guardians 3 next year. And I'm pretty sure, and I hope that it's true, that Chris Pratt is attached to that project. Next. Yep, last character we're going to talk about is Scarlet Witch. Now, before this film, same with Doctor Strange, I didn't like her. I really didn't. I just thought that in Age of Ultron, she was just this kid, which, she was this kid, same with her brother, that got enhanced, had these powers, and the characters just seemed flat. She was good when her brother died, at the very end of the film, when Quicksilver died, and she tore the heart out of Ultron. That was good. That was actually some I don't know, but that was good. But before that, her characters just seemed really flat. And then we got her in, was the only film we got her in the Civil War? Probably was, wasn't it? Yeah. Civil War, I thought she was flat again. You know, she was just there. You know, she was with Vision, but she was just there. And not only that, I felt like her powers in Age of Ultron and especially Civil War, because you know, Age of Ultron, she's very much just getting used to her powers, but in Civil War, we get the impression that she's been an Avenger for a while now, and she pretty much knows what she can do. And just the way that her fight scenes were shot in both of those films, it was very... It was grounded. It was just like, you know, she can lift stuff up, she can move people, she can do things like that. But in this film, her powers were actually shown. You know, she's very powerful. And we saw that in the X-Men films. But she's very powerful. Wait, Jean Grey, Scarlet Witch. Are they the same people? Oh, I'm gonna have to check this, otherwise... Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this. So, I just compared Jean Grey to Scarlet Witch, and they are completely two different characters. My apologies. Either way, Scarlet Witch is powerful, and we got to see that in Infinity War. You know, if it wasn't for her fight scenes in Infinity War in Wakanda, it wasn't really shown in Scotland because it was on such a small basis. You know, they were only fighting 2 people. But in Wakanda, it showed, and it was good. Yeah. Another thing that I liked in Infinity War that we didn't really see in Civil War, or we kind of saw in Civil War when she shoved Vision down to the ground, which I guess was never... I guess they got over it. But what we didn't really see in those 2 films that we saw in this film was that she's strong. You know, there's nothing better than a female character that's strong. You know, you can't always have that, and that's good because it's based on the character itself. But a strong female character, a character which knows what she can do and feels confident doing it. You know, we saw that. There's not much better. And we got to see that in this film. And it helped the final act. You know, because the final act was fine. And when I say the final act, I mean the final... I mean just the fight scene in Wakanda, basically. You know, it was a really good fight scene. But in terms of, you know, characters and story and what have you, it was basically just a fight scene. But Scarlet Witch helped give it that, just that coolness. You know, red is such a cool colour, and when you have that, you know, implemented on a Wakandan scene, it's so cool. I'm definitely what's the word? Drabbing on? Babbling? Yeah, babbling. I'm babbling. I'm still babbling. Yeah, so there's the characters I wanted to talk about. Doctor Strange, didn't like him before the film, did like him in this film though. I liked his ego battle with Tony, and I liked him overall as a character. Gamora, we got 2 different sides to her in this film. She was very emotional in this film, and that helped build Thanos' character as well. So, really good with that. Star-Lord, I just wanted to talk about him, defend him. Anyone who's given him stick for what he did in Titan, get lost. You know, just think about his backstory and think about the fact that if he's just lost Gamora, he's lost everyone. So, cut some slack for that. And then Scarlet Witch, didn't like her before this film, did like her in this film. Strong female character, sad that she was the one to go. You know, Vision's gone. Oh my god, Vision's gone. Thanos just ripped it out. Fuck. But yeah, no. Scarlet Witch. Strong characters, emotional character in this film, and we got to finally see her powers and her kick-ass. You know, a superhero's got to have a good character bio, it's got to have good development, but on the battlefield it's also got to be you've got to be interested in seeing how they fight and them fighting in general. And I feel like we got that in this film, and we didn't really get it before this film. You know, before this film, she could just use telepathy and what have you, and it was just like, okay, she can lift this guy, that's fine. But in this film, you know, she could lift like 8 guys and then throw them to the ground. That's obviously a lot cooler. As for everyone else, so before this film, you obviously had the Avengers, and you had their style. You had the Guardians. You had the Avengers and you had the Guardians. Now, this film blended the two of them together so well. It had the serious factor of the Avengers and their comedic things, that's fine. And then you had the Guardians. You know, the first scene we see with the Guardians, the music's playing, they're singing along. And then we go into the Avengers story point with Thor and everything like that. This film combined multiple films' genres and styles and put it together in one film, and it worked. It wasn't a mismatch. It didn't feel like you had all the Guardians scenes and all the Avengers scenes, and then they just kind of put it together. It blended together, but it worked as well. It was a good balance between. It was a good balance between comedy and seriousness in Avengers and Guardians in terms of style. And we also got that with Thor Ragnarok, because Thor's character was very much changed in Thor Ragnarok compared with either Thor Dark World or Age of Ultron, whichever one's newer. His character has very much changed since that film. But either way, guys, so standout characters, there were a few out of that 40 plus cast or whatever, but you know, everyone I felt got enough screen time for where they were. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. So this will be the last video of the Avengers reviews, and so now we move on to Deadpool. And I'm looking forward to it. You know, I've watched the Celine Dion. Oh, what the fucking is it? Celine Dion Ashes video quite a few times now. I like the song, but I just when I see that Deadpool suit swinging around doing that dance, and it's just incredible. It's so. Whoever thought of that idea, if it was Ryan Reynolds, I'm not surprised. But whoever thought of it, it's just such comedy gold, and it's such a great marketing ploy for this film, and it's just. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about Deadpool 2. I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm going to do in terms of videos. You know, when the film comes out, I'm going to probably do it in the same format I've done Avengers Infinity War. But before the film, I don't know. If there's another trailer that comes out, then I might do something with that. I might do an all trailers, all clips, all everything thing. I don't want to do that. No, I'm not doing that. Spoilers and everything. No, we'll see. I might not do anything. I might just wait until the film comes out, do the initial reaction, and then blah blah blah, go from there. But either way, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, if you haven't seen my Churchill's War edit, if you haven't seen it yet, please do check it out, because you know, it took a few days to do, and I really enjoyed doing it. You know, I want to go into screenwriting and things like that, but I loved piecing these different clips together. I loved finding these monologues and speeches of Churchill, and then putting this John Murphy piece of music behind it and just kind of blending it all together. I really enjoy doing it, and I'll definitely be doing a few more. I've just got to think about who to do. You know, I'll probably I want to do real people. I want to do people that are in the news and everything like that. But I will of course do movie characters and video game characters and things like that as well, because that's such a prominent thing in my life. You know, obviously I'm going to do that. But anyway, guys, ciao. Choo choo.